I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and I'm going to title this video, Use Your Illusion, Volume 2. You can tell I'm a Guns N' Roses fan. But anyway, I will preface this again. This channel is dedicated to truth. It's dedicated to human potential and unraveling the threads that we're bound by, the threads that hold us back. Unraveling the veil of illusion that prevents us from a higher state of attainment and our potential, holds us back from embodying what we're meant to be. However, our ego is necessary. Our ego, again, which is the perpetrator of many of these illusions, which grabs on to these illusory identities. It serves a great purpose for this experience of consciousness that we call our lives. Our ego is here to keep us in the game. It's here to keep us alive. That's when the ego fully dissolves, then one may feel like they don't even need to be here. So there are times in our life where we're meeting great resistance from the outside world, from consensus reality, and our ego creates a story to give us meaning, to give us a reason to get out of bed and face our day. And sometimes that story, again, is not in alignment with the highest version of our potential, the highest capacity of what we can be. Sometimes that ego tells a story that gets us trapped in pettiness, gets us trapped in petty squabbles and competition, resentment with others, jealousy, anger. But sometimes going through these phases and going through these illusions is needed to stay alive at a certain point. We can all look back on our lives, and if we've done any honest reflection, we can say there are times in our life we've been versions of ourselves that we were not proud of. We were not proud of our choices. We were not proud of how we showed up in the world at that time. And if you're a mature human being who's on that process of growth, then those versions of you die off and something new is born. But we can honestly, or I should say, if we're really honest, we can look back to those versions of ourselves and we can say thank you. We can see that that version was needed at a certain time in our life to get us through certain challenges. Again, to give us a reason to face the day. And we can be grateful for our egos and for our illusions for doing that when we needed them. And this is all part of the process, again, of using the illusion and ultimately losing our illusions. Because when we're able to get to this place of embodiment, when we can embody these higher energies of peace and love for ourselves, acceptance for ourselves, and how we're showing up, then some of these older ego constructs are not necessary anymore. We can let them go. I even look back in my life too. I remember people who I looked at as being delusional, but they were happy and they were motivated, and they were always showing up with lots of energy, even though I sometimes felt they were annoying because they were out of alignment, again, with the consensus reality that I accepted. Some of them were narcissists, even some of them were so self-absorbed they would always put whatever their whims to feel important over anything else and anybody else, step over anybody else. But part of me envied these people, again, because they were so energized and appeared to be so happy. But again, looking back, I see it was they were just doing what they had to do to make it through the day. And sometimes that put on a great facade, a great show for themselves and for the world. Again, even though I envied this type of delusion at one time, it's something that if we stay stuck in that, we never are able to reach a greater potential and a higher state of being. So ultimately, again, we've got to lose the illusions. But to end this, just circling back to the theme of this, is our ego is important. Our ego and our illusions serve a purpose in our experience of consciousness and our evolution of consciousness and our evolution to the greatest state of being we can embody in this life. Be well, my friends. I'll see you on the other side.